For most people, $1 million sounds like unimaginable wealth. $1 billion feels almost impossible to comprehend. But $1 trillion exists in an entirely different universe. It is a number so large that even economists and financial experts struggle to grasp its true scale. If Elon Musk eventually becomes the world's first trillionaire, humanity will enter uncharted territory. The question will no longer be whether one man is rich. The question will be whether one individual should possess economic power that rivals entire nations. And perhaps the most important question of all, what does $1 trillion actually mean? A number beyond human intuition. 1 million seconds equals about 11 days. 1 billion seconds equals roughly 31 years. 1 trillion seconds? Almost 32,000 years. That's the difference between a millionaire and a trillionaire. $1 trillion isn't simply 1,000 billion. It represents a concentration of wealth that human civilization has never witnessed in the hands of a single person. One man richer than entire countries. According to recent economic figures, the annual GDP of many nations falls below $1 trillion. Countries such as Switzerland, Saudi Arabia, Argentina, Nigeria, Vietnam, New Zealand, Hungary, produce less economic output in an entire year than the projected net worth Elon Musk could potentially possess. Think about that for a moment. The combined efforts of millions of workers, businesses, farmers, engineers, and governments in some nations generate less wealth annually than one person's accumulated ownership. Should that inspire admiration, concern, or both? What could $1 trillion buy? If someone possessed $1 trillion in cash, they could theoretically eliminate world hunger several times over, build millions of affordable homes, finance space exploration without government funding, purchase many of the world's largest corporations, become one of the largest lenders on Earth, influence industries ranging from artificial intelligence to transportation, healthcare, communications, and energy. A trillionaire could spend $1 million every day and still need nearly 2,740 years to run out of money. The scale is difficult to comprehend because it exceeds ordinary human experience. Is this the ultimate reward for innovation? Supporters of capitalism argue that Elon Musk deserves every dollar. After all, Tesla transformed electric vehicles. SpaceX revolutionized the economics of space travel. Starlink brought internet access to remote parts of the world. Neuralink is pushing the boundaries of brain-computer interfaces. Millions of people voluntarily buy products and services created by companies he helped build. From this perspective, wealth is simply the reward for creating enormous value. Capitalism says, if you change the world rewards you. And perhaps that's fair. But another question emerges. Should rewards have limits? Capitalism versus democracy. Democracy is built on the principle that every citizen gets one vote. Money, however, creates influence. And influence can shape politics, media, technology, information, and even culture. If one person possesses wealth greater than many governments, can democratic institutions truly remain balanced? Can elected officials compete with billion-dollar lobbying efforts? Can media remain independent when ownership and advertising are concentrated among a handful of individuals? Can ordinary citizens still believe their voices matter? Or does economic power eventually become political power? These questions are uncomfortable, but they are increasingly relevant. Is extreme wealth moral? Critics ask, if hundreds of millions of people lack clean water, healthcare, or basic necessities, is it morally acceptable for one individual to possess $1 trillion? Should society celebrate such success? Should the wealthy have greater obligations? Or does forced redistribution punish innovation and discourage progress? History offers no easy answers, because without wealthy entrepreneurs, many technologies that improve our lives might never exist. Yet unchecked inequality has often led to instability, unrest, and social division. Perhaps both realities can be true. The power no government granted. Unlike presidents or kings, Elon Musk wasn't elected. No constitution granted him authority. Yet through innovation and ownership, he has accumulated influence over electric vehicles, satellite communications, artificial intelligence, social media platforms, space transportation, robotics. His decisions affect millions of people. His posts move markets. His opinions shape debates. His companies influence governments. And if he becomes a trillionaire, his influence could become even more unprecedented. Not because anyone voted for it, but because markets rewarded it. A civilization experiment. Humanity has never tested this before. We've had emperors, kings, pharaohs, industrial barons, oil tycoons, but never a private citizen with wealth approaching that of sovereign nations. Perhaps this concentration of capital will accelerate innovation and solve humanity's greatest problems. Or perhaps it will expose weaknesses in the relationship between capitalism and democracy. Either way, the rise of the first trillionaire won't merely be a story about Elon Musk. It will be a story about us, about what we value, about how much inequality we are willing to accept, about whether success should have limits, and about whether economic freedom and political equality can coexist indefinitely. Questions we must ask: should anyone be allowed to become a trillionaire? Does extraordinary innovation justify extraordinary wealth? Is inequality a necessary price for progress? Can democracy remain healthy when economic power becomes so concentrated? Should society encourage wealth creation without limits? If you invented technologies that transformed humanity, how much reward would be enough? And perhaps the hardest question of all, if you had $1 trillion, what responsibility would you owe to the rest of humanity? Because the age of the trillionaire may not simply redefine wealth. It may redefine power itself.